Hello everyone, I'm super happy and excited to present our new delivery director, Wojciech Biedziński at Espeo Software.
Hello.
It's been a bit of a transformation for us since one of the founders and original delivery director has already left the organization, leaving Wojtek with a whole mission to fulfill, and I think a really exciting adventure.
That's true. I'm looking forward to that.
And Wojtek, who are you? Let's talk a bit where you're from and what's your background.
So my name is Wojtek, that you know it. I graduated computer science and econometrics in University of Business and Economics in Poznań. I have also graduated MBA in Akademii Leona Koźmińskiego in Warsaw. I have more than 10 years of experience, professional experience in IT. I coming from the huge corporations like P&G, and then I also had the story in small organizations. Recently, in the recent 3 years, I was leading the delivery organization in one of the software houses from Warsaw.
Okay, and so like you started with computer science, do you consider yourself a technical person then?
Yes, still I consider myself a technical person.
Nice.
However, I know that in my role, I need to blend two professions, like being technical to understand the technology and the possibilities which technology and function are giving us, but also I'm sometimes putting the hat of the business owner to understand why the technology has been built or why we are doing that.
Nice. So let's talk about AI now. Just kidding. Let's do it later. So I wanted to ask, because like you're currently in the process of being introduced to our customers, like what would you say what they can expect? Like what would be the change in day-to-day operations and like your approach? Like what should they actually expect from a new delivery director, from Wojtek?
Okay, so over the next few months, probably they will see our obsession over the time to market and adoption, and taking care of the result as well. I think that this is the crucial part right now. From the very beginning, when you are building the products, you are starting from assumption, then you have the ideation, then in the end of the day, you are building some product. And in current world, the technological, social, and geopolitical changes are funneling the rapid change and usage of the technology. So the assumption and the idea on which we are building the products expiring faster. Yeah. So if you think about it in that way, you have to deliver as fast as possible to still, based on some assumption, generate the result in the time frame in which the product life cycle is rapidly shortening. So time to market is very crucial for me in that perspective, because it's give you possibility to build the value for the short period of time. And then adoption is also very important, because you are building technology not only for one person, but for many of them. So I will be focusing, and my organization will be focusing on delivering the best ROI for investment for our clients.
Yeah, that actually sounds like that's part of the entrepreneurial or business owner mindset that you mentioned. Like, but for many clients, because they are on a daily basis, they are running after all the matters and doing tasks and having all the meetings and so on. And like, what would be your take? What would be your advice to the customer? Because they have that sort of partner on the other side, on the supplier side, and like what would you say to them to encourage them to actually use your experience and to sit down and talk these things?
I think that the power which we have in Espeo right now is that we over the years managed to build many products in a domain, in a financial domain, like open banks, like digital assets, like asset management products, and blockchain systems. So we have seen a lot of different approaches in different companies. So when you are contacting to us, this is something which you are putting on the table. Yeah. So you have gathered a much bigger experience working with us because we did some path. We know what is working, what is not working, and we know how to implement it to finally be able to say that the product is successful.
Okay. And as a newcomer to Espeo, like this is a great opportunity also for us to understand a bit of the outsider view on the company, as you are with us just like for over a month, right? Right now. And like to our customers, what's your perspective, how they actually see Espeo Software right now? And like, what's a bit off about this? Like, what would you say that is incorrect about the organization?
So as you have said, I've been here for a while, but not for a long period of time. And when I land in the role, I focus on reviews and trying to understand how clients see us. So I went through the Clutch, I went through the internal databases about clients' perspective for Espeo. And then what I see there is that clients coming to us because they believe in our technological mastery. So this is why they are contacting us, but through the way of cooperation, they see also the big value of our consultancy domain. So all of these things which I said before, yeah. So we know how to do the products. We do not know only, of course, we know how to build the product itself from the technical perspective, but also we know why we are building them and how to build them effectively to satisfy the challenging result. So this is something which I will strongly encourage our clients and like our current partners to leverage our knowledge which we have built and gathered in the years of building the financial products.
Okay, nice. It makes me happy because I'm really proud of this part of Espeo. It
made a great job.
Yeah, oh, thank you. It's two-dimensional because we have the consulting practice that spreads across the organization, but we also have the other way around. We have the specific consulting team where we, for example, hire ex-founders in fintech domain and blockchain domain. So these are the guys that have built products in the past and have all the knowledge, like what to do, what not to do, and who are happy to share this knowledge with our clients.
Exactly. And currently the world is changing. I think that is kind of a buzzword which we can say, which we can hear everywhere. Yeah. So also our clients, the big organization, the small organization, the medium organization are trying to look for a new way of approaching some problem. Yeah. So we are here to help in that process because we tested that many times in the history. And we usually, as you said, we have on a board people who are ex-founders who have very entrepreneurial spirit. So they understand how to solve things differently. Yeah? If you are entrepreneur, you are clashing the problem, you're seeing the problem, and then trying to understand how to solve it. And usually the first approach isn't a good one. So we have this experience.
And for the new clients, like anyone interested in working with us, how would you describe the process of setting up the whole collaboration, maybe through consulting, everything that happens, like at a pretty high level?
Okay.
How does it look like?
So we start with the 5 why strategy. So at first, we'd like to understand what is the real challenge, what is the real problem we like to solve. We are talking with the stakeholders, and then as we are working for the organization, not everyone who is involved in the process understand the same problem in the same way. So trying to understand the real root cause and the definition of the problem, then aligning this within the group of the stakeholders who are interested about having something. That is a core of the direction which we are then trying to take. Then we try to hypothesize how we should build the product, build the solution. It's not only the product, it's overall the solution of the problem. Then we are choosing the right way, how we think it, and then we are delivering that. And this is, and in that place, we do not think that our work is done, because in the end of the day, we believe that world is changing very fast, so we need to also have possibility to update and a little bit tune the final product. So we are thinking also about that feedback loop of we are monitoring how the solution is working, how the solution how the product and solution is working, then trying to analyze the data, monitor that, and then funnel back this to the design phase. Let's call it like that. Having the insight how we can change, how we can tune the solution to still be able to tackle the right problem and upgrade the results.
Got it. So this is the end-to-end process of collaboration, and in the middle there is the delivery part. And we have different collaboration models for the delivery itself. How would you describe these?
There is no one good delivery model. Yeah. So I strongly believe in that organizations are very different from each other. So we are trying to customize this association between the definition of the organization, definition of the problem to the right model. Yeah, of course, we can work on the bot leasing model, BOT model, managed services model, consultancy model, solution model. It's kind of we can change it. I think the most important thing is to understand the real challenge, and also the map, the possibility matrix, which is possible in the organization. Yeah. Because organization also have some values, have some culture, and then we need to map this together. Yeah. So from that, the financial model, the delivery model, the cooperation models usually is easy to associate.
Yeah, options are there, and like what we see from the market, and this is actually before you joining Espeo, but in general, we see more and more twist into the solution or end-to-end development models where the client is looking for the end result. He expects specific things, specific outcomes, and he outsources the whole project development to us. Like, what do you think is the reason behind this movement, behind this trend?
Sharing the responsibility. I think this is the key phrase here, and we like it a lot. We like the challenges, so we are, I think, very happy to take the responsibility over not only the technical part but also on the result part. Yeah, so people are coming, the world is changing, and then we need to test many approaches. So when you are working in one organization for like 10-15 years, you have very good understanding of the organization itself, but we are able to come into the room and open the windows and put some fresh air inside. Yeah, so you can get some new perspective for the problem, for possibilities, and also we have the experience of many other companies where we build it. So I think this is the most important things here. And then also this is the reason why clients would like to outsource the whole cycle, not only the outsource like the people.
Got it. And let's stick to the trends for now, the market trends. So of course, let's talk about AI for a second. And I keep on telling the world how we operate under the AI and with the technology, what's our approach. If you're interested in how we manage day-to-day operations and also what's the strategy at Espeo Software regarding AI, you need to check some of the previous episodes where I shared all the information. But for now, I'm interested in AI practice within our delivery organization. What can you tell me about that?
So I see AI as a force multiplier. So when I say that, I mean that if you are using this correctly and you are a very skilled engineer, it can boost your productivity massively. So I'm saying about 10x, 20x. Here. And when we are using this poorly and it's used by not skilled engineers, then it can generate a lot of cost on your organization. When I'm saying this, I mean like a technical depth, something which we can never change in the future. Yeah, because the people are building on top of it, and then it's very hard to clear the fundamentals. So having said that, of course, we are using AI in our operation in a development organization and also in a delivery organization to just have this productivity gain. We are constantly open for testing new approaches because it's this industry is changing like within the days, not weeks. Yeah. Weeks can to be an age right now. Yeah, so we are constantly looking on it, trying to adjust our approaches to use something which is really working. And then this is the reason why we are testing a lot, failing a lot, but also being able to gather this knowledge very fast and spread it through the organization. I think that's the spread and the adoption, which I told in the very beginning, is also applying here. Yeah, so we like to have the situation that our teams are using the framework which are working, yeah, because it can generate the productivity not only one team but across the organization. And then in the end, I would like to say that from for us, for the companies like us, like middle-sized companies, the AI will be giving us the position that we'll be able to compete with the big companies. Because if you think about pre-AI model, the medium-sized companies couldn't compete with the biggest organization, because if you have the project and you need to hire like 100 people in the quarter, from the cash flow perspective, is probably not applicable for mid-sized companies. Yeah, and then right now, if you can put and hire agents and allocate people to the project which are able to use AI effectively, and effectively one person is able to work as 10 people, then we also are able to conquer in this kind of RFP, RFIs. So our market is broadening rapidly. So I think that the middle-sized company will be a huge winners in current environment.
Force multiplier, as you said.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's very much in line also with what you said at the beginning about the shortened product cycle and shortened go-to-market, right?
Yep, exactly.
Wojtek, what are you the most excited about to improve, to implement, to change at Espeo this year?
Espeo has an extremely good technical mastery and also this consultancy part. My role will be here to just enable them to working together to the same goal. So that is something which I excited the most. And I said it in the very beginning. Yeah, I would like to improve the time to market, so landing product fast on the market, and also work on adoption, and then taking the client's result as our result as well. Yeah. So if you will ask me what will be the success for me in the end of this year, I will say, I hope that through the cooperation with us, we will be able to guarantee for some our clients, some promotion or even yearly bonuses.
Okay. I keep my fingers crossed for that. Thank you very much, Wojtek. Welcome on board. And thank you everyone who listened, who watched us, and see you in the next On the Block.